The Object 140 is a Tier 10 Soviet tech tree medium, and it's a vehicle that I have a hard time understanding why anybody would choose to play in Tier 10. It's not like it's a bad tank, its statistics are really dangerous. It's super mobile, reaching a top speed of 60. It's got one of the best power to weights for the mediums class. It also has one of the better camouflage values in Tier 10. It also features 3,550 DPM with calibrated shells. That means if you're running rammer, you can get that DPM up to 3,700, which is pretty crazy. It's got a lot of really dangerous things. But it also features some of the worst heat pen in tier 10. It features some of the worst damage per shot, 300 on the standard, 250 on the gold, and it has literally no armor. The turret 185 sounds good because it's this rounded Soviet design, but no, trust me, it's like 185 effective. Everything fired at this vehicle is most likely going to pen unless it hits the troll side armor, which occasionally you will see people bouncing. In general, the Object 140 is, in my opinion, a worse Leopard 1 in literally every way. The Leopard 1 has more gun depression than the Object 140, and now that the Object has really no armor, I can't really say that this vehicle has that advantage over it. The Leopard has better accuracy, more DPM, better alpha damage, and it's just better in every way. Like, I just don't understand why anybody would choose this tank when the Leopard exists. And even then, the 30B exists, which is kind of a Leopard with slightly less DPM, but much more flexibility, gun depression, and in that situation, it's even furthermore a reason to why I would never drive the 140 when I can just drive a much more flexible vehicle that only has a 200-ish DPM difference and yet is much more flexible in every other regard. Like, I like DPM, don't get me wrong. Having high DPM feels great. I really enjoyed playing the Leopard in my Inevitable video where I literally averaged 4,000 plus for like 8 games in a row. It felt insane, and I had one of the freest 7,000 damage farms I've had in a very long time. But at the same time, the Leopard sacrifices a lot for that DPM, but it still features a lot of flexibility as well. And the 140 is kind of bare bones on its flexibility. It doesn't have flexibility. All it has is high DPM and a good camo value. But problem is, the game doesn't really care about your camo values if you're stuck in a situation like this. I love classic 183s telling the team to spot when the enemy team has two very scary mediums. Oh boy. Well, thankfully, our Progetto is moving up at least. But I don't know what you want me to do, 183, when they have a Type 71 YOLOing me. There you go, buddy boy. I'm spotting for you. Is that what you wanted? For me to get YOLO'd by a Type 71? Well, we get one shell out, and I'm not really sure what this type is doing, to be honest. Interesting plays. Well, type is just YOLOing the 183. Oh, okay. Well then, this is where having good DPM does feel quite nice. I will tell you that for a fact, because we are getting some good bleeds out into the type. That's a lot of HP we've taken off of this tank, and there you go. Okay then, I don't even know what to say about that. I really thought that type was going to YOLO me, just because I'm so used to being YOLO'd, and bro just ignored me and went off to China. Okay, interesting play. We got a nice high explosive into the Grill 15, and we're not able to hit him again yet. Oh, wait, no, we are able to hit him. He's just going to poke, and the type kills him. Or the Grill. Okay. Wow, I don't know what to say. This is the worst enemy team I've ever seen in my life. Holy crap, bro. What am I fighting? This isn't even like noob MM. This is like moron MM. Well, oh, but the 183 is looking at me. Classic, my life. Well, thankfully, we were able to bait a shell. Is it me, or did that 183 look like he was AFK, and then he just magically started turning his turn and aiming at me? Like, huh? I swear he was AFK. I swear. Alright, well, doesn't matter. We're getting out good bleeds. We're getting out good shots into the enemy. See, this is where having, like, really solid DPM feels nice. And I'm not going to deny that. You know, there's going to be people in the comments that say, oh, well, you farmed a lot more in this game than you would have in any other battle. Which maybe is true. You know, I have 3,550 effective damage per minute on my opponents right now. But here's something that I want you to put in that little thinker noggin of yours, right? Pretend instead of using 237, wow, what a bad roll. But pretend instead of me using the Object 140 in this game, I decided to use the Leopard 1. Okay, rewind, put me in the Leopard, and replay the entire situation from start to finish. Well, I would have done more damage, and everything else would have been the exact same. So that's what I keep saying, like, in the Leopard 1, you can do everything the 140 can do, but just better. Like, the Type 71 would have YOLO'd the 183, I would have put on my Adrenaline, and I would have farmed more off the Type, because I have more DPM in the Leopard, and higher Alpha. So, I would have gotten more damage into the Type 71. Then, I would have made my way over to the 183, I would have gotten more damage into him, my HE would have done, well, about the same to the grill, so that wouldn't have really mattered, but you get my point. Like, the Leopard would have done the same, if not more damage in that situation. So, the high DPM of this vehicle, while it is amazing and it feels really good, didn't really change anything that would have happened in that game if we had driven another high DPM medium. So, we'll see. We'll see what we can do in this game. But I just, as I said, I find it a little goofy, the mechanics of this tank. I just don't see why anybody would choose this vehicle when you have options that, in my opinion, are better. Oh, are we spotted? Of course we are. I don't understand spotting mechanics in this game. Okay, I really don't. Like, the 121 doesn't see me. Oh, crazy. Crazy. So the 4005's just nuking me across the map. But what I was trying to say before I got rudely interrupted by 1200 health missing from my vehicle is that, it's just the fact that we got spotted through a bush 3 seconds, 4 seconds after we weren't spotted. Like, what? How does that make any sense? Crazy, bro. So both of their 50Bs are flanking through our spawn. It wasn't the 4005 that was shooting me. It was the 50Bs. Crazy, bro. Crazy stuff. Well, we do have the grill, and we get a nice shot into the grill. Didn't know I had the heat loaded, but it doesn't matter too much. Crazy. All right, let's try that again, possibly. We also have the 121 crossing. 272. Yeah, that's pretty sad. The damage per shot, as I went over on this vehicle, is pretty despicably low, and it does make it pretty hard to get out some high damage results sometimes. We have the 50B in the back. That's a big threat. Not much I can really do about it either. I'm just going to leave. Our whole team is camping as far back as they possibly can, which is not really good for me at all. I mean, we're alive, which is obviously pretty important. And we're chilling. Imagine if we had gun depression. That would be pretty nice. Super Conk is going to aim it on the 50B. Gets a nice shot out. Okay, that's all pretty good. I mean, our team's getting out bleeds at least. I'm going to push wide. While we may not have a lot of health to mess around with, we still do have DPM. That's obviously a really important thing to have. So we'll see if we can use that. 50B is going to cross. There you go. Nice shot into the 50B once. And let's aim it on the enemy 50B. Let's just stop him from really doing what he wants to. But of course, teammate still dies. Not much I can really do about that. Okay, great shot from my gun. Gotta love that. Okay, well, maybe that one hit. It's really hard to really tell. Sheridan's pushing up as well. Oh, and we're spotted. Crazy, bro. Crazy, because the 121's there. Okay. Well, the 121's dead because the Super Conk clears him, which is all pretty nice. I don't want to be shot by the STB, so we're going to leave before that really becomes my problem, and we'll see what I can do. I mean, unfortunately, our teammate really sucked and died. We have the 57 in the back. 250 damage shell into him once. And, well, we can't do anything else. I don't know. I just really don't see the reason you would want to drive this tank. Like, what about this game has made me feel super strong when driving this tank, you know? That's the question I'm asking myself right now. We get a nice shot into the enemy there. We have the 40-05 in the back. We get hit by the STB. Gotta love that. The STB obviously just features way too much frickin' gun depression for me to counter in any world. Made a shell fired at us from the rear. There you go. Nice shot into the STB once. And let's see. Well, he's dead. That sucks. Especially for me. Oh, there goes my other teammate. That sucks. Especially for me, again. Let's just aim it on the 40-05 maybe. I mean, really don't know what to do in this current time frame. Yeah. We did as much as we could, to be honest. We did 3,240 damage. We supported our team. We bled out the enemy. And even though we got nuked in the beginning, It really wasn't my fault. I mean, there's no world I could have predicted that 250Bs were going to be flanking through the spawn, and I still did more damage than those 50Bs as well. So I really can't get too mad. We had pretty bad teammates all around. All our team needed to do was push the enemy spawn when those 50Bs were spotted flanking, and we would have won. But there's nothing I can really do to convince them to push when I'm driving a lightly armored medium, and I'm not going to be the one to do it with only 600 health. I was just pretty bewildered that the enemy 121 was able to spot me through that bush, even though he didn't see me for like 2 seconds before that. As I always say, I just don't understand spawning mechanics half the time in this game. I really don't. But, oh well. The Object 140 is not a bad tank. There's going to be people that watch this video and they're going to be like, oh, Droodles is calling this a bad tank. I don't think it is. I just don't think that it's a tank you would ever need to drive when you have better options available to you. That's really as simple as it is. I think a 907 is going to do a better job playing more like a light tank if you want the spotting mechanic of tracer shells and you want better accuracy with very similar DPM. And I feel like if you really want the highest DPM, and you don't care about armor, then you should just drive a Leopard 1, because the Leopard features more DPM, features better literally everything, and it's still more accurate, with much better penetration as well. So, personally, I just don't understand the point of the Object 140. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But really, I just don't understand the point. And that's without even mentioning the Kampfpanzer 70, which has basically the exact same DPM as the 140. Actually worse, because this tank also features tungsten. And this tank has much better gun depression. It's just as flexible. I just don't get it. I really don't. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.